Hello everyone. I am Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy, and I welcome you today for some creative ink. So, I just need to shut my phone off here. So if you're joining in, come on in and say hello. This is a live presentation of a fun fold. We are using the Boughs of Holly designer paper, and excuse me, and it's in our holiday mini, the July through December 2022 mini catalog. And let me just refresh my screen over here and see if I can find us. There we go. Okay, so come on in and say hello and let me know that you're here. And I see some thumbs up, so welcome. And hi Colleen, welcome. It's a beautiful day here in central New York. A little overcast, but it's a lot cooler than it has been for the past several weeks. So hi Shirley, I'm so glad you could make it today too. And Gail, yay, all right, I'm glad you're home today. So we are making I've got two cards to share with you today, okay? It's using the gorgeous Boughs of Holly designer paper. This paper is absolutely gorgeous. It's in our, as I said before, it's in our July through December mini catalog, and I see we got a few others. Welcome Anne and Elizabeth. Okay, so I love some of the designs in it. I love this poinsettia. I was on the right side. This poinsettia. Let's see. Let's go this way. Designer paper here, and I love the trees. Let's see down here. The trees right here. And this one's really cool too. This striped background, and I love this one too. And of course, this one right here is a bunch of poinsettias that you can fussy cut. So let's get started, and hopefully others will join in as we move along. So okay, so here maybe you can see this just a little bit better, okay? And of course you can find it in our mini catalog, you know, and I didn't look at what page. It's somewhere's in there. Let's check it out. And the way did you all know that in the back of our mini catalog, everything's indexed alphabetically, so you can find it. So here's the Boughs of Holly designer paper over here. We've got our designer paper collection, and it's on page 25 of the mini. So let's just bump to that. Great inspiration here with this designer paper and stamp set. Let's see, the designer paper is $12, and we've got the Leaves of Holly stamp and coordinating dies, the holly berry dies here, and you can get those two at a bundle. And are we using those today? I don't think we are. I'm not using these on my card today, but it's a great way to get the bundle. And of course, in this suite is also the natural woven ribbon, which I did not use. And then they have these textural elements as well. So I don't think there's anything. Nope, that was it. So check out that suite. And of course, this is kind of like a birch background here, designer paper, which is really sweet as well. Okay, and that's for the next card. Okay, so there's the bundle, and what I like about this one is I love the detail on these dies, and then they have this kind of like it's a label here that cuts out detailed leaves as well, and they meant for this to go underneath so you have colored cardstock, a solid color popping through the detail. So that's really cool. And of course we've got berries and some pine branches, and you can the dies will cut out the stamps as well, or you can use the detailed dies as a standalone. So Okay, so let's move on. And the other set that we're using is the Brightest Glow. It's a great set in the holiday. It's all words. It's just a nice mixture of greetings and fonts and everything else. So so check that out if you need some Christmas greetings. And some of the sayings are really kind of nice. Hoping your Christmas shines bright with the love of family and friends. I love that. And I love 'Tis the Season. And I love this scripty Merry Christmas. That's really, really cool. So, all right, so let's get going. So let me kind of show you the card first, okay? So it's called a flip-flap card, and I saw it online, and I can't remember who I saw it from. And welcome Donna and Sharon and Ellen and Lori. Raining in, oh, I wish we would have more rain. We need more rain. So hopefully it's coming our way, Lori. Okay, so this is a flip flap. So flip and a flap, okay? So this is what we're going to create today. If you hoard your designer paper, you are going to love this, okay? So what I really want to give you a tip is, how many of you save these sheets that are in your designer paper or throw them out? They're the thin paperboard backing, okay? If you throw them away, start using them as templates for your cards, okay? So like this is a fun fold, so we could create a template out of this, so you always have it and you can refer back to it when you want to use this time and time again, okay? So here's a template I made, so I don't have to rethink it again. So when I want to, I can just pull out my template, all the measurements done, where I've scored and everything else, okay? So this card base is 5.5 by 7.5, and I'm scoring it 4 1/4. So that way, there's our card base, right? 4 1/4 by 5.5, all right? And then that extra amount creates our flap on there, okay? And then and I even wrote down like how I want to mat this, the size mat. Gail, you're too funny. Throw them away, I know. Or, you know, if you don't have the paperboard, then just some cardstock you don't care about anymore, all right? And then we need a second piece that's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score one side at 1 inch, okay? So that creates our other flap. And you can see we're going to glue this on the edge of that 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch side, okay? And then I wrote, you know, what layers of designer paper I want, and, you know, for this layer here, and then my cardstock layer, and as well. And this could be designer paper, whatever you choose to use, okay? But at least you have the measurements written down and you don't have to think about it again, all right? Okay, so let's get started. So I've already pre-scored my base, okay? And let me just zoom in a little bit more for you guys. Okay, is that better? And then so we've got this side, and we're going to just give it a nice burnish here, okay? And then we're going to add in our 4 1/4 piece, okay? We're going to do our gluing first. So remember, this was 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I scored one side at 1 inch, okay? So we'll burnish this. I got a dry throat. I haven't drank enough today. So let's see, we need some glue. Oh, I found these cute little glass containers, and I love it. And I keep my Tumble glue in there, so it's always ready to go for me. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. So we're going to add some, hopefully, maybe this one's kind of on the dead side here. Let's switch. This one's fuller. Okay. So does anybody keep their glue in some type of container so it's always pointing down? It's a great idea. It could be anything. You could have a coffee cup, or, you know, some type of glass, something plastic or whatever. Okay, so I've got my glue there, and I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. I'm gonna just straighten this up on my grid paper here, so that's straight. And then I'm just going to kind of take the fold and just estimate part way, okay? And I don't really want, I don't want to go past my edge here, okay? I just want it flush with that edge. So give it a minute for that glue to bind together, okay? Hi Deb and Bev, welcome. Okay, so you've got that. So this is really the base of our card. Isn't that easy? So simple. Okay, so let's start layering it up, okay? So let's see, we need a piece of white here, and we're going to stamp our greeting, okay? Let me put this. So let's get our stamping out of the way. We're going to use 'Tis the Season, and that's out of this one, the Brightest Glow, okay? Stamp set. So let's stamp this down at the bottom, you know, and I don't know if this is on the block straight. So let's practice. Okay, it looks pretty good. There we go. We got that. And we are going to stamp the inside here. Use this other greeting here. May the peace of the season light your world. And may your new year be the brightest. Okay, so we've got our greetings done. So we'll pop them out of the way. Oh, I got black on there. Okay, and I need a poinsettia. Okay, here we go. So I remember I was fussy cutting last week. So we're gonna pull one of these out, and we're gonna layer. So this is gonna go on the inside, but before we do that, we need to stamp, embellish inside here just a little bit. So let's add a holly leaf here. I want to get some berries in here as well. Got that, and then let's add our berries. There's this trio of berries here, pile of berries. I'm never sure which way to do, upside or down, but we got our berries. Okay, your son made a holder. Yes, they can do that too. Lots of that's popular, is making those 3D holders. Shot glass works really good too. Okay, so we've got that, and we're going to glue this to this piece of cardstock here, and let's do that. Okay, and then we're going to tie some ribbon. We're going to use this gorgeous, this is in our mini catalog too. What's it called? Gold satin edge ribbon. I love this. It's just so light and airy, and it's got that gorgeous gold shimmer to it as well. Okay, so let's tie a bow around here. Let's see. I always kind of like make my bow, my loop, and I know that's going to be the center. Bring this around. That's where I want my knot to be. Helps me judge. So make sure I get a long enough tail to start with. I had one pre-tied, and I'm like, well, you know what? I think you guys need to always keep seeing bow tying, right? Because so many don't feel confident in their bow tying, you know? And if you don't, all I can recommend is just go and tie a whole bunch of bows. And then that's the way to gain your confidence. Hey, that looks pretty good. All right, so let's trim this side for now. And then we'll move this out of the way. And we're gonna add some dimensionals to this. So let's dimensionalize this. I'm probably gonna put a ton on here. Let me grab some minis here. Let's add a few minis over in here, and maybe one right there to stabilize that. Okay, so let's slide this down a little bit. slide that a little bit. Let's see. How do we want this to look? Do we want it kind of down like this? Yeah, I think that looks good. So let's go like that. We need a little trash here. Okay. So who has done this type of fun fold before? Anybody? Have you done this flip flap type of fold? And I know I'm so behind on blogging. I'm hoping to get caught up here. All right, I had my team event this past weekend and that just kind of like consumed me. So that's done and over with, and now it's on to normal everyday stuff. Okay, isn't that just gorgeous? Look at that. That just kind of like could be a tag for somebody's Christmas, gift, as well. Just something sweet and simple. Okay, let's layer this up. So we're gonna hide this seam here with our inside greeting, okay? So let's, I had stamped this from our home to yours, but I kind of like this other one better. So we're gonna cover this up and add this to the inside. This just is really a hint of color, okay? I think it's like 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. All right, so it really covers it up. So as long as we got the inside open, we're going to add these panels to our side. So great way to use tons and tons of your designer paper, okay? So that way you don't feel guilty about buying fresh new paper, because there'll be another mini catalog here before we know it. So use up that paper, and people it just I think makes it look extra special for everyone too. You could have probably done this too, but I love the pattern. So let's see, I think that looks good. And let's add this. So this is just another hint as well, showing just a subtle bit of that mossy meadow showing. Okay, there we go. Isn't that looking gorgeous? All right, so let's do our front here. So this front, we're going to showcase these beautiful poinsettias. This is my favorite pattern out of the package, and I love the polka dots on this. So this is going to be our front on this. I'm going to cover up these poinsettias here. You could have them showing, but I wanted a little bit of a contrast here. So we got just that hint again showing. Okay, there we go. And then let's close this one up. We'll just kind of go like this. Now this one, we're really going to showcase those poinsettias. Okay, so is this a doable fun fold that you think you can do? I will definitely be posting this PDF in my newsletter. I know, I got to do a newsletter here this week. Catch up time. Okay, so we're going to add this right here. So let's pop that up. I think I like the contrast between the two, so it's not too much. All right, so this was my swap card that I swapped with my team this past weekend. We all did swaps and they were just fabulous. You know what? I didn't grab the rest of them. I got one that I'm going to showcase that uses this set. So I thought I would share that with you guys. All right, I didn't even add any bling. Do you think it needs bling, everyone? I don't know. What do you think? I just wasn't sure what kind of bling and where to put it, but maybe like some champagne. I'm missing the gilded gems because they were just such a bright gold. So, all right. So, Colleen, wow, exceptionally beautiful. Thank you. But there's our flip and flap card. Not just beautiful. I just want to keep making more of these. So, okay. So remember, use a template, write things down, so that way you can refer back to them. Okay. Add bling. All right. I'll have to think about what kind of bling to add. Okay. I'm not sure if I like the champagne. Let me see if I can find them. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like those. The champagne, it's kind of too yellowy, but maybe these gold here, these brushed metallic. What do you guys think? These gold here, can you see? Maybe I'll put it here. So these gold, or maybe even like the green. I don't know. It's hard to find gold that like really goes with the ribbon. It kind of contrasts. All right, we'll put some of this gold on. But I don't like the champagne. It's too browny. Too much brown. It doesn't like... What? Let's use these little tiny ones, I think. Let's just go here. I don't know. What do you guys think of this in here? Probably should have put it on the season. There's that. I don't know if I can move it. Move it down to the season. There. All right. There's my bling. I know my lighting feels awful today. So, but, okay. So there's card number 1. So I've got one more to share with you that I want to share. And I'm going to be back tomorrow with another live because something came in my mail today and I want to share it with you tomorrow. Figured today would be too much with everything. So as I was cleaning my office and kind of tidying things up, I came across a card I did last year. Let me grab it. It's with the painted Christmas designer paper, and this was my card. Okay, so this is my inspiration to recreate this card with the Boughs of Holly designer paper. So either Red Rhinestones, or I'll have to check them out. Okay, Stella is always good too. Oh, I forget about Stella, so I'll check it out. Okay, and see. So let's recreate this card with the Boughs of Holly, because this is designer paper that was carried over from last year. So it's important for Stampin' Up! That we purchase some of this paper too. Otherwise they won't carry things over from the previous year. So we have to use that, and also the stamp set and the dies carried over as well that went with this designer paper. I love this set too, and of course I love anything with pine cones. So so we're going to use some of the stamps in here, okay, for the next card. So how are we going to make this next card? So as you can see, we've got like this designer paper that's at an angle, right? So we're going to get 2 cards out of 1 piece of designer paper. All right, so we're going to start with a piece that's 3, I think it's 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, so we're going to take our trimmer here, and hopefully you guys can see. So I want to have like 1 inch here and 1 inch here. Okay, so the way to do that is to take this point and put it on the 1 inch mark, and take this point and put it on the 1 inch mark over here. Okay, it takes a minute just to kind of finagle it around so that you got your point on 1 inch and 1 inch there. Sometimes they move, and it's okay if it moves a little bit. All right, so we're going to, do I have this right? No, I don't. I need to go like this, Nancy. Gotta go the opposite way. So where's 1 inch? There's 1 inch and 1 inch. I want it to cut on the long side, so that's important too. You want it to be cutting this way. All right, so we've got 1 inch and 1 inch. All right, and then we're gonna just give it a cut, and look at that. So this works with a pattern that's not directional or anything. It's just an overall pattern. If it was directional, then you would only be able to get 1, okay? Because if it was directional and you flipped it upside down, or it could be, this could be on the bottom of your card as well, okay? So so it just depends on your pattern and what you're trying to accomplish, okay? Okay, so, hey Margaret. Oh, I'm good. You're in Virginia Beach. I hope you've gotten good weather there. So, okay, so we're going to take some Sahara sand. That's going to be our card base, okay? So when you're doing this, so it just depends. It could have that at the top, or you could also have it was directional at the bottom as well and put your greeting up here. So it could still work, okay? Okay, so we're going to take our base, and I took out 3 leaves from the stamp set, okay? And I strategically placed them on a block so we can do one-stop stamping here, okay? So you know how sometimes you want to create like a background for your card? And this is a great way to create your background. So that way your images are as far or as close together as you want, okay? So let's take our Sahara sand here, and I'm going to just take this piece of scrap that I have because I want to stamp off with it, okay? So we're going to just ink it up. In fact, sometimes I like to go like this so I'm not pressing too hard on my stamp, and I'm going to just stamp off because that's pretty darn dark. Because I just want it to be kind of a subtle background. So I'm going to just stamp. Okay. Let's ink again. We'll stamp off. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stamp. And I've got that little spot there I want to fill. So we're going to fill that. And then let's just flip this around, I think. And we'll stamp off. And so you're creating a nice cohesive background. Isn't that kind of cool? Because I forget to do this myself. So this is a good reminder for me to do. Okay, we're going to twist that. There. Okay, so we've got a cool background using 3 stamps. Can you guys see that okay? Should I come in a little bit more? There we go. Okay. All right, so now we can take one of our cut designer pieces and we'll add some glue to it. Okay. And let's see. Let's do this. Just do that. Okay. And then we're going to, yeah, I need more pieces of stuff here. So we're going to have a strip of real red cardstock there. Okay. We're going to take our banner pick-a-punch and we're going to banner the ends. Okay. Flag the ends of the punch. There's one. And there's the other end. Okay. There we go. And we're going to, I got to think, how did I do this? I got to look at my sample. I think we're going to put this down first. Okay. Just get an idea where I want that to go. Okay. So let's just add this here in the center. I need my cardstock to be straight, so I get this straight. Okay, we've got that, and then we're going to pull in some more ribbon. This is ribbon from our mini catalog too. It is called Metallic Edge Cotton Ribbon, and it's kind of vanilla, like a vanilla off-white type ribbon. It's soft, easy to tie, but I just thought the little bit of silver in here would have just makes the white pop. So when I'm using ribbon, you could either use seal or you could use a little bit of tear tape to help hold that ribbon in place when you're putting this on. So let's go like this, and that helps release your backing on tear tape. And then I'm going to kind of keep this by its side so I can see how tall I really want to make this. Okay, so I just kind of do it at an angle and kind of make some loops. Okay, There we go. And you can always readjust it as well if you want to. Before we do that, well, I probably should have done a little bit longer loop. Let's see. That'll still... Maybe what I'm going to do is take and cut this and add a little bit more on, okay? Because it does seem a little narrow. We'll kind of go like this, and we'll add another piece here. I need some more tear tape. It's always a way to fix something, right? Let's do that. Lots of times I like to put it on the tag too. Okay. We can release anytime. Okay, it's quiet here. All right, I'm having trouble releasing. Let's just use some seal here, okay? Otherwise, we could be here all day. There we go. So let's just add another little strip of this just to get it in place. Okay, so we need to stamp our greetings. So we're going to use some shaded spruce because the paper has like that shaded spruce in there that I wanted to pick up. Hi Stella, hey, welcome girl, glad to see you here. So this is going to be, may this be a Merry Christmas to remember. May this be a Christmas to remember. And I find that like some of my ink pads are juicier than others, so this one's a juicy one. So we're gonna let that dry for a second, and we're gonna layer this onto some Mossy Meadow cardstock. Okay, so let's do that, and that'll give that tag a minute to dry while we do this. Okay, and there we go. And then we're going to add this to our card base. We're going to add this to Old Olive. We're going to bump this up with some dimensionals, okay? Dimensional here and here and here, okay? Okay. And Betty, I'm not sure if I said hello, so welcome Betty. Glad you're here as well. Okay. So that just kind of frames it. It pulls out some of that olive in there. And I think we can add some dimensionals to the back of this now. It seems like it's dry. Past that. So I was thinking of making a swap. Next week I'm headed to New Orleans for a leadership event I'm excited about. So usually when leaders gather together, stamping demos gather together, we swap card ideas. So I was thinking this would be a swap. What do you guys think? This be a good one to take? Okay, so we've got that. Now let's finish off the inside of our card. We are going to use Sahara Sand. I just thought white was too stark, and it's still light enough for everyone to see the greeting and stamp it, so, or write it right there, write in ink. So we'll just do Merry Christmas there. Okay, so we're gonna put this on some Mossy Meadow, and I got a dimensional flat there. Okay, let's add this. I know I don't think to do this too often, but I think it looks fine to have that layered on that. And then this will go flat inside our card. Oh, rats, I forgot to stamp a leaf on there. Too late now, Nancy. There we go. Okay. All right, look at that. Love the way you show us how to fix mistakes and don't realize how to do it. Oh, Colleen, there's always a way to fix a mistake, right? Yeah, having that longer tail, I think I like that so much better. Okay, but we need some bling on here, right? So let's pull in the red jewels here, okay? I think those will be fine. And where's my pick tool? So let's just simply add them down across the bottom. We'll start in the center. At least I hope it's the center. And just do one on each side. Just simple, but just enough to kind of pull out, draw your attention to those holly berries. So that's my project for today. So simple. So really you've got a second card that you can go and make with little work, right? I'm so clever with the ribbon, Donna. Oh, just, think about it. Take your time. There's always some way to fix it, right? And then obviously you could, dress it up with some other stamps from, this was really meant to go with this. I didn't do an envelope for this card. So there's that card there. So what do you think? Isn't that kind of like a good close combo, of just reinventing what was old with what is new? So look through your stamps that you already have and maybe invest in some of the newer paper, newer ribbon to kind of spice up what you have in your stamping library. So okay, so I do want to show you, let's see, I've got a few more things to show you, okay? Let me show you this. Oh yeah, this is what I did with the envelope. I did this. So I stamped this. So I think that's plenty, just to kind of do that right there, right? With that envelope. So pulls in the background with that right there. Okay, let's see. What do I want to show you? Okay, so this was my team member swap. Her name is Season. And so this is her swap she used. So here's the die cut that I was talking about. I love it. It just creates a really cool label. This label is also included in the set of dies. And I loved how she added those red jewels onto her card. So, and she just has like this hint of designer paper. So I want to try and recreate this card again. And then of course, I've got her in the habit of adding designer paper to her envelope flap. So not just a gorgeous card, so easy and kind of simple. Anyways, all right, so there's that. And then I'll show you one of the make and takes we did at my team event. Was one of them, was using this. I love these craft note cards and envelopes. Here, I think it just looks so homey and warm using that designer paper. This is the, I forget what kind of gold this is. It's in the mini catalog and I forget what it's called. Let's see, it is called, do I have it? I'm pretty sure it's in the mini. Maybe it's in the annual. I guess it's in the, maybe it's Distress Gold is what it is, okay? Yes, Distress Gold. And you can see how I put that green layer underneath. Remember I showed you that one die? And of course just popping, stamping and die cutting some of the berries. So, love you making with it. Thanks, Deb. I love these. So, and then they also created this gorgeous little box or bag to put some of those note cards and envelopes in. So I'll be doing a class, offering a class with this and six cards, note cards to go in here. So stay tuned for details with this. Okay, so tomorrow. So I'm coming back to you live tomorrow, okay, because I want to share with you this, okay, and plus I have another card idea using this suite of products, okay, using the Boughs of Holly designer paper. So I will share one more card tomorrow it might be sooner because I might have a special guest. I'm trying to talk her into it. So I might have a guest who helps me. And this just came in my mailbox today. So the new paper pumpkin, this month's paper pumpkin. I have just a few of these available for anybody to purchase if you missed out ordering one of these. But let me give you a sneak peek. Do you want a sneak peek, or would you want to wait till tomorrow? I'll wait just a second for things to catch up, and I will check out some of the comments. So I'm glad you guys love all the ideas and find them fun. They are just fun. So I haven't set classes. Hopefully before I leave before next Wednesday, I'll have time to set up when the next class will be here. Okay, local class, and that this class here will be a to-go kit too. But you will need the stamp set and die set in order to do this. Okay. So let me see what you guys are saying. Joining late. We'll catch the repay. Okay, Elaine, great. Okay, so now please, sneak peek. So this box tells it all, okay? I mean, I've only got as far as taking stuff out, but look at that gorgeous yellow paper that it's all wrapped up in. And I haven't opened the kit, okay? So maybe this is as far as we go, and then you come back tomorrow to see the rest. These are the envelopes. Isn't that just gorgeous? And then maybe I'll also have time to create some alternatives with this as well. So show it. Okay. Okay, let's start with the stamp set, okay? Well, here's the cards. This will give you a sneak peek of what the cards look like right there, okay? So here's the stamp set. I gotta find something so it shows up. Hopefully you guys can see this. Can you see that? So we've got a sunflower. We've got the center of it. I'm so glad we have lots of embellishments so we can use this set more than and not have a ton of words. We've got some leaves, some kind of like a sprig. There's a bee in here. There's a couple bumblebees. The word hello for one-of-a-kind friend. The words thank you and wishing you so much happiness. This is a fabulous set. And one of the great things is there's two colors of ink. We've got crushed curry and soft suede. So we've got the curry for the flower and then the suede for the inside or words, okay? Or even the leaves too. But really, really cool. And this kit comes with a bonus of these beehive sheets here, and so you could have they're fairly durable. It's like a thin foil, and then the back side is white, so you could use either side. So really cool for that. Okay, so there's 8 of those, so you could create some alternative projects with them. I'm not sure, maybe it's, I don't know if they're used on the card itself or not. All right, let's open. How much money? I'll have to get back to you on that, Colleen, because I'm not sure how much it is with tax and shipping, okay? But I know it was, I think it's, I'll have to get back to you, okay, on how much. Because the prices have gone up and I don't have them by heart. So each kit comes with instructions, okay? And it tells you where you need to put adhesive, you know, like the glue dots or adhesive if you use your own, and dimensional. So it's really cool. It tells you what color ink to use and so on the label, size label and all that. And it even has like this ruler along here to help measure your ribbon. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the card bases and then I'll show you more tomorrow, okay? Because, oh, here we go. So look at, we've got some vellum beehive or hive pieces, okay? You've got your little pack of dimensionals. These are the envelopes. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I think they're all the same. So that's the one side, and then here's the back side. So many demonstrators will cut these apart and use this as a card front, okay? So so there's just all kinds of uses you could do for alternatives, and create so much more with it as well. All right, okay. Ooh, look at this. Look at this card front. This, oh, I hope they have refills for this because this is absolutely fabulous. Refills won't be available for a couple of months, but so it's 3 cards. So there's card number 1. There's our labels. They're all like, and the designer hand painted all this stuff. Really, really cool. She hand painted on like watercolor paper, and then they came up with digitally putting it all together. So it's really cool. I know. Oh, look at this. So this is a card base. So this could really be a card front and another card front, and you could create so much more with this. But that's one card base. Isn't that just gorgeous? Look at that. Ah, fabulous. Okay, so there's card number 2, and then look at that one right there. Absolutely fabulous. Maybe this is card number 3. I'm thinking this probably goes on here, right? Yep, this goes on to here. So fabulous, fabulous. So this definitely could be a card front. And you would have to obviously add more supplies, but really, really nice. So, okay, so come back tomorrow. I'll post something in the morning. I got to talk with my guests to make sure what time. It might be a little bit earlier in the day, okay? But I'll post it. I'll try and talk to them tonight and see what time we're going to do this, all right? Okay, that was a mouthful, right? So I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And if you need to purchase anything, you can go to my online store at go to createwithnancy.com and click on the Shop Now button, and there's the August host code. And it's also in the online store on my website as well. So if refills aren't available, I'll take an entire kit. Okay, the one I have won't be enough to satisfy. I already know that. Gail, I'm not sure, I'll have to double check, but I believe it's a couple months before the refills are out, because they have to give that couple of months time in case somebody has a problem with their kit before they release the refills. But, oh, I almost forgot. Next month is Halloween, okay? So there's a fabulous Halloween box. Whoops, we're over here. Halloween box. It's kind of like this fun, bright, plaid color. We already know there's a ghost stamp in there, but it's treat boxes. It's 18 treat boxes in there. And then, of course, October so this is the September box, okay? And then October and November, I'm not sure which is which, but the October and November, the first one is cards, because people need to get going on their cards. And then the second one, the November one, is always some type of tag, or I think they said tags. So, yeah, so they'll coordinate with some product that we have in our catalog as well. So, okay, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I so appreciate you joining me today for some creative ink, and we will hopefully see you tomorrow and watch for a time. Okay, thanks so much, everybody. Bye bye.